All right, folks, good afternoon. Welcome to Wednesday's Market Situation Report here at Top Gun Options. Matthew Buckley, call sign Wiz, just watching Mark Zuckerberg testify in front of the House. I've lost 35.7% of my personality. The guy literally is a personality sump. And I just can't get over how he looks like Commander Data on Star Trek. Guy sits on a booster seat to testify. So comical. The last time we saw this guy testify like this, I'll never forget sitting here going, I stopped counting. That's a good question, Congressman. I'll get back to you. I stopped counting the last time at like 50. The guy's doing the same thing today, but I remember after the last time he testified, all the Facebook sycophants were like, oh, what great testimony. It was phenomenal. I'm like, do you guys watch the same thing I did? That was awful. And finally, like a month after, that's when it imploded. I predicted the implosion of Facebook. I told you before the Cambridge Analytica scandal broke that this place was an absolute shit show. I said they're going to turn the lights on in the kitchen and show you all the roaches at Facebook. And there's a ton of them. Now, Facebook's up a little bit today, but this is, when Uncle Sammy starts poking around, it's not good. Let's take a look at a chart of Facebook. I think, it's like spring break out in Aspen was when this thing imploded. Look at that implosion. The thing's dead money. That's a 2-year chart of Facebook. When people, Facebook's fantastic. 2 years, Facebook is up 2%. With interest rates, pretty damn low right now, you could have made more money in a CD, for God's sake, folks. Facebook's stupid. It's dead money. It's broken. I would sell the hell out of this thing. It sucks. And I have a bear call spread going out to Friday, the 185, 187.5, I think it is. It's that's going to look pretty damn good. Two really nice looking weekly options trades right now. I have a bear call spread on China. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. I told you this thing was going to implode. The 42.5 bear call spread, that is up 78% right now. That's a $1,800 gain since Monday afternoon. And I have a bear call spread on the S&P 500 that expires in about 4 hours. The 30-20, 30-25, that is currently up $2,900 or, 93%. Look at that, essentially $4,700 in profit or gains right now. It's not a profit till you close it in our 2 weekly options trades. How's everybody feeling about being up $4,700 in essentially 2 days? I know that would put a smile on my face. Let's go back to FXI. I told my members recently that the only reason the FXI is hovering, look at this, FXI is usually pretty volatile and a big rise, implosion, big rise, hover. Why has the FXI been hovering? I told you, the PBOC, baby. China just injected the most liquidity since January, and it ain't enough. I told my members the reason. I got sources, folks. I got people in Hong Kong. I have people in one of the largest financial firms on that side of the world that I talk to often, and they know these things. So good intelligence gathering here at Top Gun Options. It is the only reason this thing is hovering and not super imploding is the PBOC is printing money. They're going QE over there trying to keep their markets up because their economy sucks. And this whole phase one, whatever trade deal, there's progress in trade talks. I don't believe any of it. It's a joke. I can't even stand looking at the president talk about this trade stuff anymore. Larry Kudlow trying to say things are good. The vice foreign minister trying to say things are good. When you dig into the words actually on each side, things aren't good. They haven't done anything that they have said they do. So why do I think that them signing something in Santiago, Chile, like they agreed to do down in Buenos Aires, folks? The last time Xi and Trump met down in Buenos Aires, they agreed to do all this stuff. They didn't. Trump increased the tariffs. So it's comical what's going on. And I'll remind you that the only thing that should matter in all this trade deal is what's going on in Hong Kong. Now, Wednesday, today, Hong Kong formally withdrew the extradition bill that really sparked all this stuff. And as one protester was interviewed, it is too little, too late. Doesn't matter. Instead of, that was the big demand initially. Now they got like 4 more or 5 more big demands, and all these people that were interviewed said, "Now it's too late." So some legislator finally said, "We formally withdraw," and like this lady said, "Hey, it doesn't matter. The suspension, withdrawal of it doesn't matter. The cat's out of the bag." So it's not like this is going to cool anything down. The only thing this does, folks, is give China, it gives Xi Jinping and Carrie Lam, the chief executive of Hong Kong, it gives them air cover to go in and break skulls and go, "Hey, man, we got rid of the extradition bill. You guys are just terrorists at this point." So this is the big deal, not all the other stuff. Futures were very red this morning, and we'll talk. We have our accelerated retirement brief at 1 o'clock today, but look at the market yesterday afternoon. We were in a primary live trade brief, and as soon as we got done right here, as soon as I got done, like 10 minutes after I got done, the market imploded. And it was funny because there were some people saying, "Hey, I have a long volatility trade that's underwater." I'm like, who cares? Why would you close a long volatility trade? If the answer is, well, it's losing money, then you put it on for the wrong reason. I think God was looking over my shoulder because it literally was comical. I closed the brief, sitting here getting my notes, getting ready to post trades, and the market imploded and volatility went through the roof. I'm like, okay, God, appreciate that. So perfect example, ladies and gentlemen. I do not close long volatility trades. I hold them until they hit max profit or they expire. Right, and this is a perfect example. Market was up, wallowing around, and then all of a sudden implosion here. We got a little bit of a dead cat bounce here right now, but 3,000, as I've predicted, is the failure point, man. Take a look at this. Look, I mean 30-25, 30-25-ish, 30-20-ish, but fail, not even close. And on the radar, we got the Fed meeting next week, and right now it's the Dow and the S&P are starting to roll over. Caterpillar earnings today, were awful. And why does the world care about Caterpillar, or why do we care about Caterpillar earnings? They're Tonka toys, man. You want to build stuff around the world, houses, streets, runways, roads, railroads. You need those big Tonka toys, man, and they're usually a big canary in the coal mine. So we had bad earnings, another Brexit clown car and shit show yesterday. They voted not to vote, that the vote that they were going to vote isn't going to vote. Just absolute comedy over in Great Britain. So now stocks were back up. So the futures were hammered. Now they're back up. But I got to be honest with you, stocks climbing on mixed earnings is bad, right? Stocks should go up on good earnings. Stocks should not be going up on mixed earnings. We are setting up for failure next week. Share buybacks are imploding, as I reported earlier in the week. CEO confidence is at like multi-year lows. And is the Fed going to rescue us next week? Nope. I do not think the Fed cuts next week. And if they cut, it's even more of a hawkish cut than they did right there. There's the last Fed meeting where they cut and they said, "Hey, we're done." So if they cut again and they say we're really, really, really super done, the market's going lower and volatility is going higher. So a lot of moving parts here, folks. Looking forward to our 1 o'clock brief today for Accelerated Retirement. Hey, our solo Amazon service is officially full. 0 slots left. We got 200 in there. That's what the room holds, and I'm not going north of that to go into a webinar. I like staying and go to training so we can all see each other's chat back and forth. So if you haven't grabbed your solo Amazon slot, maybe we'll see you in a couple months as people rotate out. But we're closed. So solo Amazon is closed, and a lot of good stuff going on in that service as well. Big day tomorrow for Amazon. Speak of the devil, and they got earnings here. So it's busy week. I'm still a seller of this. My strategic mindset is volatile to bearish. There's no reason for this market to be up here on hope and relatively mixed earnings and that the Fed's going to save us. Ain't no good news out of trade, and they're not meeting until a month from now down in San Diego, founded by the Germans, right? So, all right, guys, I got to get going. Solo Amazon closed, full throttle's closed. We're good, man. We're going to have a great fourth quarter here. Like I said, we got 2 really good weekly options trades that are up $4,700 since Monday on limited risk. This one expires this afternoon, and that one's going to be a max profit of about $3,200. $3,200, and this one's going to expire. I think this one on bearish on China out to Friday is about $2,900. So great trades here at Top Gun Options. Welcome aboard. I'll see many of my members at 1 o'clock. Have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and God bless. I'll see you.